Earlier this year, I made a video about my predictions for the Game of the Year Award nominees 2024, and my predictions were Helldivers 2, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring's DLC Shadow of the Erdtree, and though it wasn't out yet, I said Space Marine 2 was going to be nominated for Game of the Year. Well, the nominees for 2024's Game of the Year are out, and they are Astro Boy, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. Now, it looks like I got 2 out of the 6 nominees correct. I'm a little disappointed that Space Marine 2 is not there because it is a fantastic game, and I'm not really surprised that Helldivers 2 is not there. It was a fantastic game, but I do think that Sony doing what it did get in the way of its momentum and kind of killed the game prematurely. People might still be talking about that game now if Sony had not done what it did. Now, I think to no one's surprise, Black Myth Wukong is on the list of Game of the Year nominees this year because that is an incredible game. The scope of this game was massive, the action in this game was pretty nice, and the storytelling was pretty solid. A lot of people know and love Sun Wukong, and being able to go through a retelling of his story and play as the Monkey King himself was nothing short but spectacular. I'm not a big Final Fantasy person, but I guess a lot of people liked this remake, so let me know in the comments below. Did you know it? Did you play it? What are your thoughts? I'm not too familiar with Astro Boy, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and that it is definitely Game of the Year award-winning worthy. And it's the same thing for Metaphor Refantasio. I've heard a lot of good critical acclaim for this game. A channel that I like to watch called Skill Up, I recommend following them if you don't already. They're pretty big, but you should go check them out definitely. Had a lot of good things to say about Metaphor Refantasio. As for the last one, Balatro, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea what it is, and it looks like a card game, so I'm not really that impressed, and I'm not really sure how it could get on Game of the Year nominee list, but you know what, if you know about this game, let me know what you think about it, but I have no idea about this game. Okay, so I was correct. It is a card game. Balatro is a poker-themed roguelike deck-building video game developed by Local Thump and published by PlayStag. It was released on Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on February 20th, 2024. I was right, it's a card game. How is a card game nominated? Someone please tell me what makes Balatro special, because I'm kind of tripping out. But there's one game on that list that's not like the others, and it's not the card game. In fact, some people might argue that it's not even a game at all.
What the hell is even that?
A lot of people are losing their minds that a DLC from a game that already won Game of the Year from a previous year is nominated. Let me just let you know right now that I am a huge From Software fan. I'm a huge Elden Ring fan. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. So I might be a little biased, but I think there's nothing wrong with the Shadow of the Erdtree being nominated. This DLC is better than 99% of the games that we got this year. It is an incredible experience. The narrative, the gameplay, the adventure, the feeling of awe you get when you play this DLC. This DLC experience actually made me depressed to play any other game after, because it wasn't the same feeling of awe and wonder and amazement that I had playing this DLC, fighting those incredible bosses, experiencing the lands of shadows, or the lands between the shadows, or... Okay, so it was the Realm of Shadows, but regardless, spending time in the Realm of Shadows was an amazing time. 20 to 30 to even 40 hours of gameplay, that is a huge game in and of itself. And it wasn't just that long for the sake of being that long. There is a lot to do in the Realm of Shadows. It even had its own leveling mechanic. I mean, half these things that are in this DLC are far superior to a lot of other full games out there. And I know I'm glazing this game and I'm glazing this DLC quite a bit, but I think we should be glazing it. It's an incredible experience. You may not like Elden Ring, you may not like the Dark Souls genre, but you cannot deny that FromSoft has made banger after banger after banger worthy of reward, and this DLC for Elden Ring is no exception. Games like this should be the standard. The DLCs like this should be the standard, and if we have to reward them twice for the same game, I say so be it. Give them their flowers, give them their roses twice. The example I used the other day is if an athlete performs exceptionally a year after they already won MVP, should they just not win MVP that year just because they won it the previous year? I don't think so. Now, with that being said, should there actually be a DLC category? Probably. With that being said, I don't think there's going to be a lot of DLCs every year to try and compete for that category, especially none to the caliber of a game and a DLC like Shadow of the Erdtree. I can only think of a few that would match up with it. And they're from several different years. There's the Witcher 3 DLCs, which was incredible. And then there's the DLC from Cyberpunk 2077, which ironically come from the same developer. So if there's not a lot of competition in a category like that, then why make that category at all? If a DLC is good enough to make it to the Game of the Year category, I say let it run. If there's better games than it, if there's better full games than that DLC, then that DLC is not going to win. But as far as I'm concerned, Shadow of the Erdtree is one of the greatest experiences that has come out in 2024 and in the past few years. I personally think that a lot of the people that are actually just getting mad about it being in the nomination for Game of the Year are just people that are looking to complain on social media. Maybe they want some attention. Maybe they want to farm some clicks. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the opposite by farming some clicks the opposite way. But this is my true, honest opinion. I think Shadow of the Erdtree, and I've said it several times before, you can go back and look at any of my streams, any of my clips, it's Game of the Year award-winning worthy. It is an incredible experience. I've said it time and time again. I said it multiple times in this video. And I just want to reiterate one more time that we need to be praising games like this. We need to be praising experiences like this and the developers that make them. We need to be praising FromSoft because they make incredible games. We need to be praising the developers of Baldur's Gate, the name of the publisher and the name of the developer escapes me, Larian Studios. But we need to be praising them. We need to be lifting them up. These big execs and these big publishers need to know that these are the type of experiences we want, and these are the type of experiences that we will pay for, not that other trash that they've been trying to spoon feed us for several years now. We want great video games. We want great experiences, and this is the example to look at. So even though Black Myth Wukong is on the list, and I'm a little disappointed that Space Marine 2 is not on the list, I think I'm going to be casting my vote for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree because it's been my favorite experience, or at least one of my favorite experiences playing video games this year so far. And who knows, it might not win, it might win, but tune back in December 12th. Let me know, come back to these comments and let me know if I was wrong, if I was right, if you guys remember me at all. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear some healthy dialogue. If you liked this video, leave a thumbs up. It really helps this video and this channel. And if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Oh, there's one last thing I should plug, and I always forget to do this, but I live stream. I live stream here, but I also live stream on Twitch on full screen, twitch.tv/lank. If you guys want to come over, stop by, have a chat with me while I'm live, that would be freaking awesome of you guys. One more time, twitch.tv/lank. Come on over, drop a follow, and let's have a good conversation.